The Galactic Council prided itself on solving crises before they escalated. When the Helioth swarm devoured 3 colonies in a standard cycle, the Council deployed its finest tacticians. When the quantum rift threatened to unravel spacetime, the greatest minds across the galaxy toiled until it was stabilized. And when the Zurich plague wiped out 1 billion lives, the Council mobilized every medical resource at its disposal to contain it. But now, the Council faced something unprecedented, something none of its brilliant minds could unravel. A Dyson sphere had gone dark. A construct of this magnitude, built by the mysterious and extinct precursors, had functioned flawlessly for over 10,000 cycles. It provided energy, research, and stability to the surrounding systems. For it to simply cease operations was impossible, and yet it had happened. After exhausting every expert, every technological genius, and every artificial intelligence in their domain, the Council was left with one final option, one they had always been reluctant to consider. They called the humans. Admiral Elias Carter of the Terran Expeditionary Corps sat at the long, curved table, arms crossed, staring at the collection of worried alien diplomats before him. The atmosphere in the chamber was thick with unspoken desperation. "So," Carter said, leaning back in his chair, "you're telling me an ancient megastructure the size of a solar system just shut down?" A towering insectoid, Chancellor Eflix of the Verathi Dominion, clicked its mandibles in agreement. "Yes, Admiral. Our most advanced scientific minds have been unable to diagnose the problem. The power core is intact. The systems are operational, but it does nothing. It is as if it simply lost the will to work," an avian diplomat finished, ruffling its iridescent feathers. Carter sighed and exchanged glances with his chief engineer, Dr. Marissa Kwan. She arched an eyebrow, then turned her attention back to the Council. "And you're sure no one tampered with it?" "Absolutely," a reptilian delegate hissed. "We do not even understand its full workings. The knowledge was lost long before any of our species attained interstellar travel." Carter exhaled through his nose. "All right, we'll take a look." The Council chamber erupted in hushed murmurs, relief mixing with uncertainty. The humans had a reputation. Unpredictable, unorthodox, but frustratingly effective. A week later, the UHS Endeavour dropped out of slitstream near the Dyson sphere. Carter stood on the bridge, hands clasped behind his back, as the image of the colossal construct filled the viewport. It was breathtaking. A shell encompassing the entire star, its once glowing lattice of solar collectors now lifeless. Dr. Kwan worked furiously at her console. Sensors confirm the structure is intact. No damage, no external interference. But there's something odd. "Go on," Carter said. She frowned. "It's not broken, sir. It's waiting." "Waiting?" "Like it's stuck in some kind of standby mode." Carter rubbed his temples. "All right, let's get boots on the ground." The landing platform, once a bustling hub of precursor automation, was eerily silent. Carter's team moved through the darkened corridors, scanning as they went. Despite the stillness, there was no sign of decay or disrepair. The structure was pristine, almost unnaturally so. "This place gives me the creeps," muttered Lieutenant Patel, their security officer. Dr. Kwan, deep in her readings, suddenly stopped in her tracks. "Hold on." She adjusted her scanner. "Oh, you've got to be kidding me." "What?" Carter asked. She pointed to a towering monolith embedded in the wall, covered in glowing glyphs. "It's waiting for a passcode." Carter blinked. "You're telling me this entire thing shut down because it needs a password?" She nodded. "That's what it looks like." The team stood in stunned silence. "You're saying that the greatest minds in the galaxy have been tearing their appendages out over a locked screensaver?" Patel asked incredulously. "Essentially, yes." Carter sighed. "Great. And let me guess, no one knows what the password is." Kwan smirked. "Not exactly, but I think we can brute force it." The process was tedious, but not impossible. The precursors, despite their godlike technology, still had patterns in their encryption. Within 48 hours, Dr. Kwan cracked it. The moment she entered the final sequence, the entire structure hummed to life. Lights flared across the Dyson sphere. power surging back into systems that had been dormant for centuries. Within moments, the construct resumed its function, once again providing energy to its dependent colonies. The council was speechless. You fixed it? Iflix asked, mandibles quivering. Carter shrugged. You were dealing with a 10,000-year-old security lockout. We just did what any human would do. And that is? The avian diplomat asked hesitantly. Dr. Kwan grinned. Turn it off and on again. The event was forever recorded in the galactic archives. Humanity, once again, had baffled the universe with its unconventional problem-solving. At the next time an ancient artifact refused to function, the Council knew exactly what to do. They called the humans.